Lucy Humphries, thanks for coming in and having a chat with me. I'd love to just talk to you a little bit about weddings. You know, we've done a lot of weddings together
Yeah,
now. It's 2024. Things have passed, and it's all guns blazing pretty much when
yeah.
it comes to
It's
weddings,
good
isn't it?
fun. Hey, yeah, yeah. We always have a good time.
Yeah, nah, it is great. And look, I just wanted to just have a chat to you a little bit about where it all started for you, when how it all came about, what you're enjoying with weddings, any tips, all that kind of stuff. So,
Yep.
if you can, I'd love to hear a little bit like where it all started. Where did photography start for you?
I've always been the annoying person with the camera, which you probably were as well, right? At parties or whatever family function was happening. I was always the one taking the pictures, like way back in my childhood years with just a. You remember filming cameras? That's making a bit of a resurgence, actually, isn't it? But yeah, no, like properly um, old school now. My dad was actually a photographer back in the day, so I learnt how to develop film in a darkroom in my late teens, and then kind of just not forgot about it. Was always still taking pictures with phones and that kind of thing. And then after I had my youngest, so she's nearly 7 now, Lee, my husband, bought me a proper camera, like a $500 Canon, the packs that you get with, it's got a lens in it, it's got a camera body, just so I could take pictures of the kids, really nicer pictures. And yeah, from there we moved. We were living in Mudgee at the time, actually. We moved down to Port Macquarie, and I thought, oh, perhaps I could make a go of doing this as a business and really get stuck into it. I actually never wanted to take photos of people. That really terrified me. I'm such an introvert that having to engage with people really, really panicked me. So initially I just wanted to do food and product photography, which I don't do a lot of at all anymore. Sometimes a little bit. But I love being with people now, which is so... When I never wanted to do that at all, it still is a surprise to me. I think that I enjoy it so much. Yeah, and the business just flourished. I was asked to do... the first time I took a photo of a human properly was for a friend of mine was making pretty dresses for little girls. She was putting artwork onto dresses, and she made one for Ruby, my little girl, who was probably about 3 at the time, and asked me to take a photo of Ruby in this dress. And we did it in that beautiful golden hour, and it was I just fell in love with it. And from there, someone asked me to do a family shoot, and it just all snowballed. And yeah, and then I was never going to do weddings because that's way too scary. And now I love it. I absolutely love it. Being a part of those moments for people is just something else. Whatever moment it is, I think the job that we do, we are just so privileged, really, to have a peek into the emotions and the realness of whatever it is just magical.
Yeah. So, run me through that first wedding that you did. A lot of people would normally say it's just friend and family wedding, or
It wasn't. It was a proper paid gig.
Wow.
Yeah, and my first full day wedding was I was terrified. Absolutely, it is quite a you got to really like put your big girl pants on and just go for it. And I'd done heaps of prep, and I'd chatted with the couple a lot, so we knew exactly what we wanted to achieve and what the run through was for the day. But it was scary, and still some of those the photos they have. I mean, all weddings have a special place in your heart, but that to me was my first, big all day, like 10-hour.
Big test.
Yeah, but it was good. It was great. I loved it.
Oh, great. And why do you enjoy a wedding? Why do you enjoy the shoot? Like, there's a lot of pressure.
There is a lot of pressure. I think because a wedding day, if you're there for the whole day, which is my favourite thing to be, like present for the whole, the getting ready and then the ceremony and then the party afterwards, it's actually a mixture of lots of different things. So there's lots of candid stuff in there, which I love to get. If it's the guests sitting watching the ceremony or the party afterwards, you've got a mixture of the formal things. They're getting ready beforehand. It's just the whole day is a really good mixture of lots of different types of shoots, and the variety in the day, the emotion of the day. It's just a really, really special thing to be there for. And I think as wedding vendors, not just us as photo and video, but all of the vendors, we all have an impact on that couple's day. So it's a very fortunate position to be in.
Talking about like how you just said that it's different types of shoots all in one big day. What's your favourite part?
Oh, you can't ask me.
Put you on the spot here.
I know. Oh, there's a few shots that I love to get, which I would probably say, like, I love the coming back down the aisle. If you can get the couple to have a kiss as they're coming back down the aisle, you get everybody up either side of them having a cheer, maybe throwing confetti, maybe not, depending on what they've got. I love that aspect of it. I really enjoy the bits beforehand because the nerves from everybody, it's so, you can feel it, can't you? And and it's, and it might be that dad sees the bride for the first time and you get the emotions of that. And then obviously the couple see each other for the first time, and just all of the emotions of the day.
Yeah.
It's magical, isn't it?
I have to, I 100% agree. I think, that moment, it's a real action shot.
Yeah.
That's probably ultimate pressure too. Like that's a real stressful kind of moment. If you're a newbie starting out, like you really want to get that shot. That's a great shot. Look, and then when it comes to the couples, like run me through kind of over the years of you doing weddings. You've probably had some couples that are very, very nervous at the start of the day, and then you tell me, like, have you had some that really started off nervous and then by the end, by the reception?
I reckon most couples have an element of being nervous. It's such a big day, isn't it? And there's such a big lead up to it usually, and all of your favourite people are there with you, and it's I suppose it's more obvious with some people than with other people. Some people hide it better, some people don't feel it at all, but you can see the moment that couples relax is literally as they've announced to be married. You can see them just go like, oh my god, we're okay, like we've done the official bit, now we can relax. And it's a visible relaxation of both of them.
Yeah, I think you can nearly see it on their face, and some photos as well. Like at the start, you can see their smiles aren't as wide, all that little bits and pieces that we would pick up on.
Yes.
They were probably like, "Oh, I'm smiling," but you look, and I think that's probably one of the most important parts is being a wedding photographer, and is you kind of like. You kind of counsel them a little bit to just make them feel comfortable. I think 100%. That's important.
Part of our job is to help the day to run smoothly. We don't just rock up and stand quietly in a corner and take pictures and videos. It's not about that, is it? You've got to, we interact with not just the couple, but with everybody there. And just everybody, I think, is a little bit frightened. Maybe not frightened. Everybody's a little bit anxious around photographers and videographers. It's like everyone kind of tenses up a little bit, no one really loves having their photo taken.
No.
I've maybe met like 3 people who do. So part of our job is absolutely to just be human and, relax people a bit.
I think that with experience as well, like, with shooting so many weddings, being to so many weddings, we can help a lot with not coaching them, but just guiding them through their day as well. Just little things.
Absolutely. And this is what's likely to happen then, or we could do this then, or this might work well if we do this way, and that experience.
Because I think some brides and grooms, they focus a little bit on, oh my god, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to do this. And they stress out about time when we know how the day can run because we've done it so many times. It's like, no, we've got heaps of time. We can slow down here, or we can speed up a little bit, but it doesn't need to be stressful. The last thing we want is couples to be feeling stressed out about it, because it's
It's their day. They've got to relax and enjoy it, you know, and that's part of our job is to help that to happen. So,
Yeah. So tell me, Lucy, ideal couple to shoot on a wedding day. Let me put that out there.
I think we've been really lucky that we attract couples who match our vibe. You know, that I don't think I've ever photographed a wedding where I've not gone away going, oh, I really wanted to like, they were really awesome. I could go out for a drink with them. I really wanted to stay. They were so cool. Yeah, so I think we definitely attract our kind of people, which helps, right? Because, yeah, no bridezillas. They're all great.
No, we've been pretty lucky. And I think, yeah, like you want like a couple that is super excited, but not super excited that they're like a nervous wreck either.
Yeah.
You know, and you want them to have fun. That's the main thing.
God,
just have fun.
Yeah.
Like the days, like obviously there've been months, maybe years of preparation for that one day.
Yeah.
But once that day starts going, just enjoy it, eh?
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And it's hard to just say that on the outside because
Yeah,
they're just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
One of my favourite things to say to couples is actually advice that I was given on my wedding day, and that is that your day can really easily run away from you, and especially if you've got a large number of people there to celebrate with you, you can quite often get caught up separately from each other, chatting with everybody else, and then before you know it, it's 11 o'clock and everybody's starting to leave and are tired. So one of my favourite things to say is just every hour when the party's happening later on, go and get a hold of each other and have a kiss and have a look at everybody there who's celebrating for you and they're there to enjoy your day. Yeah, and you get a bit of time together.
Yeah, it's
and
important.
I like doing the bridal, when we take the bride and groom away to have photos with just them. I really like that because that's giving them,
Yep.
even if it's 20 minutes,
Bit
just
of space.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, because they are surrounded and everyone's looking at you too, like, because you are the...
Yeah, it's all about you.
You're the celebrity there.
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah. Look, have you had any nightmare kind of issues or something that you've gone, oh, gosh, I can't believe that's happening right now? Or...
Yeah, we had... it was a wedding at a really amazing venue here in Port Macquarie. You'll know the one I mean. And they were actually incredible because the bride, I think a ceremony was supposed to be at 11 and we got to, it was about 1:45 and her bouquet hadn't turned up. No flowers, no nothing. No contact from the florist at all. And the team at the venue were just next level amazing. They always are. So they went off and sourced flowers from elsewhere and tried to put together a bouquet for the bride, which was lovely, but it wasn't the colour. It wasn't, when you've got something in your head and you're waiting for something, it was, stressy. I think the flowers turned up, it was about 20 minutes past the ceremony when we're supposed to be starting. So we held back because we eventually found out that they were on the way. But yeah, that was pretty... It was pretty stressy. And, it's very easy to stand there and say, it's okay, it's just flowers. It doesn't, it's not. But when you've got something in your head... Yeah, that was a bit stressy.
Oh, jeez, yeah. I've had one, I'll tell you one that I've had... I was actually really stressed because I was thinking, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? And especially as a video person, I need a patch in for sound. But I had the celebrant turn up only 5 minutes before the actual ceremony is meant to start. And I was like, whoa, that's leaving it real late. So that was, was unusual. Because normally, celebrants are a good half an hour to
at least,
40 minutes, prior to the ceremony to make sure everyone's seated and stuff. And it was a real... scenic location away from a lot. There was probably hard parking. It might have been parking to try and get there, and that's probably why she was a bit late. But I was like, whoa. So tell me about, and I'll put it up on the screen for people that are watching, your favourite photo. I was thinking, I've got to put you on the spot.
That was a big sigh.
Yeah. What can you put me through the photo that you've taken?
I have a favourite, probably few from every single wedding. My standout one's actually from that first big all-day wedding that I shot, and it's a nighttime, and it was raining, and I won an award actually for the photo from the Mono Awards. The bride and groom are holding an umbrella, and it's backlit, and it is beautiful. And another one of my favourites is a confetti aisle shot, which you'll see on the screen.
Okay, I'll put that up on the screen. You'll see it just below.
But there's seriously every single wedding that I do, I have favourite moments, and they're not always the moments that you think are going to be. Like I've had where it's like, there might be the groom interacting with Nana or something. There's some real raw,
Oh, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. What kind of advice, as a photographer, that you've done a lot of weddings? You don't just do weddings. If you want to talk a little bit about what else you do outside weddings.
I do a bit of all sorts, really. I do a lot of business shoots, content stuff for local businesses, family portraits, newborns, maternity, bit of everything, really. An event. I love the variety. If I only ever did business shoots, I think I would be bored out of my brain. As much as I like you all, I think having the variety is great, and you're the same. Having that mixture.
You got it.
And I struggled with that initially because as a photographer or videographer, the advice out there is to niche down. Oh, you've got to niche down. You've got to have your thing. And I was like, I don't want a thing. I like doing it all. Thanks. So that's what I do.
Yep.
So no. Yeah. A bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, no, but I think that's important to grow, not just as a wedding photographer, because you might see something while you're doing business shoots and go, oh, you could nearly transition that into a wedding shot.
Yeah.
Same with, your newborns and family shots.
Yep.
That's group photography. There's a lot of group photography when it comes to weddings.
It does all mix in, and it's all working with people and learning how to relax people and how to get the best shots from people at the end of the day, really, regardless of what kind of shoot it is that you're doing. And my whole ethos really is to make the whole thing as relaxed and fun as I possibly can. And you're the same, right? That's what it's all about. So
it is.
Yeah.
It is. So knowing that, if someone's starting out, where do you think they kind of slide into, or how do they? What's your advice for them if they wanted to be a wedding photographer? Do they start? They try and push into that straight away, or do they look at something else?
I think it's always helpful to have experience in other things. For me, like I said before, I didn't want to photograph people at all, and I kind of started doing it through doing family stuff, like family photo shoots and newborns, and then that kind of thing, and that kind of graduated to weddings. So probably that. You can reach out to photographers. Sometimes people want a second shooter, and that's a really great way to get experience and to learn, angles and where it's good to stand and get the best lighting, and where what we might do in different locations. But I learn every time. Every time I go somewhere, even if it's a venue that I've worked in 50 times before, I still learn something new every time. Yeah.
Yeah, and what about gear-wise, do you think, like with starting off? Have you got a favourite lens at the moment? Tell us a little bit about equipment.
I've got a favourite lens, yes. We're not going to tell my husband how much the favourite lens costs. No, good. When I started doing weddings, I upgraded my camera because I wanted a camera that shot to 2 SD cards, so that I've got the backup of, if one SD card happens to have a wiggy moment, then I'm okay. I've got 2 in there. And now I always shoot with 2 cameras, and they both have 2 SD card slots in them. So I've got like 4 backups. I'm not panicky about it at all, but both camera bodies have different lenses on. So I've got one lens which allows me to do a bit of zooming in if I need to, and it gets the wide shots if I need to. It's not my favourite lens, but it's a workhorse, and it does all of the things, and it's great, and it serves me really well. My favourite lens is my 85, which is beautiful. It's so
85,
pretty.
1.2. Ooh, nice.
It's so good. I absolutely love it, but obviously I have to be a bit of a distance away in order to get the real beautiful shots. But it's just
Beautiful.
I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I think that gives you a good versatility, especially in weddings, because you want to be close but not too close,
Yep.
but then also you want to be able to just, get a big
Yeah.
group shot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, there's lenses on my wish list, and they're not necessary, but you get to the point where you want. Oh, that looks
the
really.
rabbit
I
hole,
want
the
that.
rabbit hole.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah, no.
So tell me, for the rest of this year, look, we're passing through this year real quickly. Lucy Humphries photography what are you doing for the rest of this year? Have you got a lot of weddings?
I've got weddings in
there.
there most Saturdays, apart from a few gaps over winter, which are actually filling at the moment. Most Saturdays are booked already with weddings for this year, with a couple of gaps, and the 2025 inquiries are rolling in. Right, I've got 2 Saturdays next May that are gone already, and so it's they're filling. I am going to be doing some daycare photography later in the year, which I love. The kids are so much fun. I do a lot of squats, but the kids are great. It's a lot of fun. I've got 6 or 7 local centres from sort of July through to September this year, which is lovely because they're repeats as well, and you're doing the right thing if you get people coming back, which is great. And then some business stuff in there, personal branding. Yes, there's all sorts of stuff lined up.
Lots happening. Oh, well, hey, Luz, I would like to just say thank you. I think everyone listening into this or viewing it, gets a real feel for who you are as a photographer. It's a lot of fun working with you. I really enjoy it. And, we've got heaps more weddings to go this year. And like you said, 2025 is booking up real quick. So, we're having lots of fun. So thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. It's always fun working with you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you. Bye.